Hi guys, welcome to the next lecture in the series of machine learning journey, and we are working on stage 1 data acquisition and data acquisition through web scraping. This is workshop 3 and we are going to continue using requests and beautiful soup and also pandas for converting the data into data frames. So let's jump in. First I'll create a folder. Once again we will be using Visual Studio Code to work on this project, and also we'll be working on requirements and all sorts of stuff. Okay, so let's create a folder and I'll call this as web scraping underscore. Let's take today's date is 28th of June 22. So that's what we have created. It's done. Now we'll create a virtual environment. So CMD. Once again, we don't need to create every week, every lesson we don't need to create, but we are making an habit. We are trying to review an exposure, how to work on command line and create all your create your virtual environments, also install all your packages and libraries what we need for it. Okay, so first let's create an environment. So pi dash m v and v and v, and we have created a virtual environment, and let's wait for a few seconds and done. Now let's launch Visual Studio Code. Okay. Visual Code. I'll open that folder. Projects and MLJ workshop, and this is the folder. Now here, first what we will do is that we'll create a Python file. So we'll call it as web scraping 01.py. You need to give the extension so that it will recognize what language and you're using for this. And the next thing what we can do is that we can, once we create a Python file, if you go to terminal, new terminal, we can see our environment is activated by itself. So if you don't create a Py file, if you go into terminal, then you have to go, cd virtual and scripts and activate it. Right now, this is the process. You can just create a Python file and then launch terminal. It will auto select the virtual env. Now the next thing is we need to install our requirements. The first one is pip install requests. Now when I use it, you can see that I'm getting a warning that I'm using pip version, older version. So I can just copy this command from -m up till pip, copy it. First type Python space, paste this command, which is -m pip install -- upgrade pip, and enter. It will take a few seconds to install. Once it is done, it's done. Now we need to install beautiful soup. So I always try to use pip install beautiful soup. I'll try to copy the command from py. So this is a command. So copy it, paste it, and run it. And the last command which we are going to use is pandas. It's taking, because pandas is with a bigger package, it will take a bit of time. And then we'll pip freeze to check what are the libraries and packages installed in this project or in this virtual environment. So these are the things. Now what we can do is that we can create pip freeze greater than symbol and requirements.txt. So if you check on here, you should see your requirements. Now let's take afterwards some, if you install Selenium or something else, you need to rerun this pip freeze requirements.txt so that it updates the requirements file. Okay, so that once we are happy, we can just delete the virtual and so that we can save space and put it on GitHub. And whenever we want it, we can always get this thing and install, create virtual and once again and create your install all the packages which are in the requirements. Now let's start now in this lecture we'll be working on two different websites, and one is easy one, straightforward one, and the second one is how we can use attributes. Okay, so let's come back here. So I'll try to copy the code. I'm just going to copy some code, and I'm going to delete a couple of things we don't need. We don't need all these things. Okay, when we need to use headers and all things, I'll go through it once we go a little bit more in depth. And okay, so what I did was that I'm using request bs4 and all, and the website which I'm going to use is codes.topshare. This is a common, generally it is used for a lot of web scraping practice. So this website is very good for practicing, and you can see it's a page 1, it's not page 0, and then there are total number of pages are, if I type 11, there's no 11, so there are 10 pages of, and each page has got around 10 codes. Now you may be asking, Ram, where will we use it? Okay, let's take, you're creating a software for your workplace, and every day you want to put one of the codes as a screensaver or something else overall. So you can create your own application. So you scrape all these quotations, and then randomly you can select it and start sending it, putting it on overall network so everyone can see it. So let's jump back here. Now here, so we did it. Next thing is, once again, this is the other command which we use. Once we do it, we just use soup equals beautiful soup dot web page data dot text. This is how we can get all our text data. Next, I'll just copy this command so that I can. Now here, what I'm doing is data equals soup.findAll and division tag with a class of code. What the hell is this one? Let's find it out. So if I come back here, just right click on this box and say inspect. And if you see the inspect, if I move my cursor on top of code, can see div class code, it is selecting the whole box. Can you guys see? That is the reason I'm selecting this div tag with a class code. So I got this one, and if I run this command, data 0 means I don't want all this 10, so I just want to print the first one. So run it. So we got all the code. Can you see? This is all the things. Now if I just copy this one, can you see I'm just copying from this division up till the division. Okay, copy. For the time being, I'll just create a dummy.html and paste it. Right click, format that document, so you can clearly see. So now you can see this is a class code. That's what we use it. Now in this one, we need to find a span with a class text. Can you see? A span with a class text, so that we can get this text, which is this text. Is it clear? So I copied all this HTML file and I started doing a bit of research on this thing. Rather than here, I got so much stuff. It's easy. Okay, so if I come back here, so I'll just comment this one, and then what I'm doing is that I'm getting quote 0 because I'm just going for the first quotation, so I'm going for quote underscore 0 and data 0. Okay, and find all. I'm not putting find all because there is only one span here. If you see, there's only one span in each quote, which with the class text. Can you see? You got one more span, but that class is author. Okay, is it clear? So every span has a different class. So here, what I'm doing is that quote and find all span and text, and the class is text, and I'm going to just print this one. That's fine. I'm getting some warning. That's fine. Leave it. So can you see the world as we have created? It is a process of thinking and all things. The world. So let's take, if I run this one as 1, save it and run it. Guys, you need to save it and run it. It is our choices. It is our choices. So the list goes on. Now, when it comes to author, what I did was that once again I'm going to the same thing. So I'll just put 0 here because both the things can be stick to the same. And here I'm saying find all. Okay, and the class is small. If you come here, can you see I'm selecting for small and the author is class is author. Can you see small? I'm not going for span now. I'm going for a small class, small tag, and class is author. Got it? I'm not going for span because span you got by and all such things will come. Right now we just need a direct text, and you can see it's small and the class is author. And I will run it. We got it. Simple. Now we need to run for all this 10 documents, 10 quotations and 10 pages. So how to do it? So I'll just comment all this stuff. Okay, I'm not going to use anything because the code which we are going to use is this one. It's once again most of the things is copy pasted here. So what I did, first thing I created codes and authors and empty list, and then I said for I in range 1 till 11, because if you come back here the page is 1, it is not 0, so we need to put 1, and 11 means up till 11, so there are 10 pages, so we can say up till 11 is 10. And then in web page data I use the same command, but in place of 1 I put I in curly braces with a formatting F. So means it will select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then sub data code means it will go to page 1, it will select all the 10 codes and then do it here and then go over to the next page also. Then because we have 10 codes in page, that is where this order for X in range 0 to 10, because each code is 0, 1, 2, 3. It's not like a page. It starts with list starts with 0. That's the reason we're going for 0 to 10. And then code equals 0. We are using here. Now if you see, I'm not using I here. I'm using X. You can use anything, but see that they are both different because this is for pages. This for is for pages and this for is for the content within the page, like 10 codes in each page. So, but here what I did was that if you see here, I'm getting the text directly from here. Okay, you don't need this one also. If you want, I can just put dot. I'll put all the things in because this result dot text. So if you see here, we are getting all the text rather than going separately like this. Here we are getting all the text, and authors we are directly appending, but in quotes, if you observe in quotes, if you see, we are getting some brackets, not brackets, quotes. they are like different style of characters. They are not like double quotes. If you see, they are flipped quotes and other things are there. I don't know what type of quotes are there. So I'm using a string for a style of format where I'm excluding the zeroth element, which is this one, and the last element minus 1 is the last element, because it starts from 1 up till minus 1 up till last. That's what I'm doing. Is it clear, guys? So then we will not have this quotes. We will get only the string up till thinking dot. Right? Then we are creating a dictionary called data underscore dict quote equals quotes, and this once again we are following the same pattern what we did in previous sessions, and we are converting it to data frame. Okay, and then we are saving it. If you want to see also, I can come back here and say df. Okay, dot head, it will print the top 5. So let's see, let's run it. Somehow it didn't printed. Let's see why it didn't printed, but I think I did some mistake. I know I was a bit confused. This one is okay, but if you see, we got this quotes.csv. If I come back to the path, I can see the quotes, and we got this quote and the author. Got it, guys? It's simple, straightforward. Now let's see why it didn't print it. I'm not going to save it because I already saved. So I can come back here. Let's take shape. I'm going to print the shape first. Why it didn't print it? Let's see. Yes. Come on, guys. You need to tell me I'm not using. Yes, it won't print because I'm using Visual Code. I'm not using Google Colab, or I need to put print, and in brackets I put df.head. Oh God, sometimes because I'm not using Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook. See, now it's a quote and the author, but it's done. So this is how we create. It's a very basic version of web scraping, and this website is not dynamic because you check it today, it's same. If you come back after 1 month, it's still same merely. It's not dynamically changing anything. And yeah, that's, I don't want to go in bit depth what is dynamic changes and other things. That we can discuss it when we do the next lecture where we work on how we can use the Selenium to work on dynamic web scraping. But right now, this is simple, straightforward. We did it. Now, yep, we have done a simple web scraping, and then we'll jump into the next web scraping, which we'll be using Rotten Tomatoes to work on it. So first, finish off this topic. You can pause it till here, complete this one. Once you finish, once you're confident, also you should tag, you should scrape the tags and all sorts of stuff. Okay, can you see tags are there? Okay, so work on it, and once you are done, then you can jump onto the second part of the same session. Okay, we'll start the session in few seconds. Okay, let's start the second topic in the same series of web scraping. Here we'll create one more Python file which we'll call it as web scraping underscore or 02.py. Mostly 90% of the time we'll try to copy the same stuff. So if you see here, we need all these 3 commands, code, libraries, then second thing, these 2 things we don't want like this. It's a web data, and right now we are not going to use this link, which is the codes we till now we used. For this one we'll be using a Rotten Tomatoes. So if I come back and select okay, this is a Rotten Tomatoes website. You can just go there, okay, and go to movies. There are a lot of things are there. Today we are going to go for top movies, and this is what we are going to scrape. And we are going to scrape the title and the meta score and the whatever the score they call it as. So if I right click here, inspect, and I'll click on this one. So this is the whole thing now. So if I slowly, yep, this is what done. Can you see this is a slot? If you see here, it's called div and it has got slot caption. It doesn't have the class. Can you see it's got slot caption? How can we use this one so that we can capture this information, which is the audience score and also the title and all sorts of stuff? Okay, is it like us? We don't, okay, we don't have the class here. We have got a slot, div slot caption. Okay, it's called slot caption. So let's jump in back to Visual Code. Okay, so how to do it? So I'll just copy the code which I already wrote. So I'm just copying this one. Can you see here soup find all div atters and all things? Before that we got this soup is beautiful text, everything is there. Now page soup find all. If you come back here, everywhere we got this a division with slot caption. If you want to check it, you can expand it. Can you see slot caption? Okay, slot caption, which is giving all the information about the critic score and the Rotten Tomato score and all sorts of stuff. Okay, so let's jump in here. So we'll come back to this one. So here what I did was that so page soup find all and with atters. Atters stands for attributes. Rather than using class like previously when we were working with the codes, here I'm using atters and it's a dictionary, and the key is slot and the value is caption. So if we come back here, can you see slot equals caption? So we took slot as a key and caption as a value. You can use data track and all the things, but this is the best one. So let's come back here and I'm going to print, okay, what is there in this page. So there are approximately some movies. So let's take, okay, I didn't put the web link. So if I run this one and I'll copy all these things up till here, not .py, up to here, copy it. I'll use a dummy HTML text and put it there and then format it. So this gives me clarity so that I can clearly understand that how to get it. So can you see div tracks, slot is caption, that is what I got it. So this is all the information. Now first thing I need, I can't see anything here because it is, if I come back to this slot, it is empty slot, I think. This is one slot. Okay, there is one empty slot is there, which is the reason we are not getting it. Let's take, if I come back here and put 1, okay, we'll put 1 and run it, and I'll copy this one. Now we got this one. Can you see? Now you can see the title. It's called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Yep. So if I put the other one, it should give the second one. So it's starting with 1. So it's clear it's starting with 1. It's not starting with 0 in this context, because 0, it doesn't have any value here. Got it, guys? So let's come back here in web scraping. So I'll just command this one. We know that it's 1. So what we will do is that we'll try to rather than just printing the thing, what we are going to do is we are going to put the value. Rather than value, I'll put as movie title. Now movie title equals page 1. 0 is not there, and I'm finding a span with the class p dash dash small. So if I come back here, okay, and let's come back here. If you see here, I don't want this one. I need to expand this one. If you see, I need to close all these things. And here, the title is here. Can you see in span with a class p dash dash small. If I come here and expand it, the slot, not this one, we don't want this one. Okay, we need to expand it. If you see here, it's in span class p dash dash small spider head. So I'll come back here. That's the reason I'm saying this one, movie title page 1. And if I print it, I won't use strip for the time being to show you why I'm not using strip. I'll show you why we need to use strip. So if I run this one now, I'll get a value Doctor Strange, but can you see so much of empty spaces everywhere? These are all special characters and empty space and all things. So if you use strip, it will remove all the empty spaces. Can you see Doctor Strange? So now did you understand why we use strip? Good. So now let's come back here. Let's get the score. So right now I don't want to print anything. To get the score, this is a bit different. Here we are not going to find all and all things. We are going to find a score. Can you see? We are trying to find a score pairs. So if I come back here, okay. So can you see score pairs is there? In this score pairs is the tag. In this thing we have a values for audience score and critic score. Can you see? We got these two things inside score pairs. So I'm trying to find score pairs. Can you see? I'll comment this one. So I'm finding score pairs. It's because there is only one thing. So I'm trying to put from the same page, because if you see here, it's the same page. Find score pairs. So I just double click this name, copy it and paste it here. And here I'm printing the A score. Means what do I get in A score? So let's run it. So if I copy this one, I'm getting this value. I use this one a lot, so I'll just format document. If you see here, there's no text. Text is like something which we see. That's something different. So if you see here, they are in style and something. So if I come back here and try to find out, it's in here div class wrap, but this 85% audience score. I don't want to do like this. Means you can do it. I'm not saying that you can't do it. See here, it's in this wrap. The other one is in this wrap, which I don't want to use all these things. I know that this is the same score here, it's already there, which is in score pairs in audience audience score and critic score, which is here. I just put percentage percentile symbol and all things. Can you see? 74 and 85. So rather than going for this one, I'm going to go for this class. Okay, this I'm getting everything here from here to here, which I got it. Okay, now I didn't go inside this one because I got my score. Then I will use like a key. If you see here, this is the key value. So I'm using print a score, and the key is audience score, which is here, and critic score is here. So if I comment this one, and I'll print the movie title and everything. So let's see. Doctor Strange Multiverse 8574. 8574. Let's take, if I change this to 2, so we should get Spiderhead 30 and 40. Everything, this is, I don't know what this movie is, 3. Everything everywhere all at once, everything everywhere at all at once. So we got all this information which we needed. Got it, guys? So everything is fine. Now let's get, so we now we know that how to get these values. So this is good, but I'm not going to use, I'm just going to comment everything so that I'm going to start. I'm going to use the same code, but I need every movie on this list. So right now, if I put page 2, what is going to happen? Still it's saying Spider-Verse, but if you scroll down, it has increased the number of movies. If you want to check it, I'll just comment all these things. Okay, so if I print len, okay, of page, and if I run it, it should give me 31 because it's, but if I change it to 2, 61. So there are, how many pages are there? I don't know. So I'll go on, load more. So let's see if I come 10. It's going on 10. Oh, it's sorry, it's only 5. So let's take, if I put 8. Okay, there are only 5. Okay, sorry. So we know that's 5. So how we can get it is, I'll just comment all those things. We'll use page 5, means it gives all the data which we needed because there are only 5 pages. So how to do it? So come back here. So before that, I'm going to just put this command because this is what I did. So I need this first 3 lines because now here I'm using it for I in range because we got 31. We just counted a length as 31, and here in every place where value is 1, span, small text, strip it because we don't want the title with empty space and all things. That's what, can you see? We did the same thing. Movie title is that movie title, and score, this is the score, and then we put like a, we are just printing it out. Okay, we are just printing the output value. Is it like this? We are just printing the output value. So it will print the name of the movie and the scores. it has printed the top 30 movies, Doctor Strange, Spiderhead, and Sonic the Hedgehog, and everything. And AS is audience score, and MS, what are the thing I wrote it here? Metascore, Meta CS or Metascore, what are the things? Is it like this? But I don't want just 31 pages. I'm going to use the whole 5 pages because right now I'm using only the page 1. Okay, so we are going to use everything. Is it clear, guys? Just I use the loop to print all the 30 documents available in the page. So let's, what we'll do is that we'll go just, so what we can do is that we can come back here. I'm going to start from scratch once again here. See, this is the document. Okay, I'm going to remove everything. That's it. This is the code. That's it. Right, URL, and this is the link because 5 pages, and request URL, and rope soup is all those things, and for I in range because it's not pages, it's totally, because each page when I'm using it's 30, so 5 pages is 150, so I put 151, and page, once again I'm doing the same thing what we did here. Can you see this is the same thing, and output. But right now I don't want to print 150 outputs, so what I can do is that remove this one. I can create, if you remember, I can put create movie title, and what are the 2 scores? Let's come back to the website to see. This is called critic score and audience score. Okay, critic score, audience scores, better put scores because it's a list. So I'm creating all those things. Now here AS is this one of thing. I can append to it, movie title dot append. What will I append? This is the value, because that's what we call it as here. We should have called movie. And the next one is audience scores dot append A underscore S. And the last one is critic scores dot append C underscore S. So now we are appending everything. Got it, guys? So we got everything appended. Now once again we use the same thing, copy. So here it's not codes, we'll put movie title, that should be movie titles, and this is critic score, and then comma, codes, audience score, audience scores. Can you see? Now it goes on here. Now I want to save it. But I want to save it as Rotten Tomatoes.csv. Okay, so it will store all the 150 values with critic score and audience score. So let's run it. Is it like us? So if you check out, it's we just learned extra thing is using going through attest, and the next one is accessing the value with the key, not the text which is visible outside. We are trying to get the text which is inside the HTML file. So let's run it, and let's see Yep, we got it. Now root intermodals are here. If I go to the Rebel Explorer, now we got the titles, and this is the scores, audience score and critic score. And it starts with 0, obviously. Now if you come back here, we got the Dark Knight. Yes, that was the thing. We got some movie called The Reckoning, which has got 23 and 7. Okay guys, and one movie Wildwood has got 150. 100 is critic score and Batman. What is a Omen? There's nothing is there. Critic score is 0. So now I think you got to know how to do with find, select, class, attrs, tags, and also through the keys and values. Okay guys, so hope you enjoyed this session. In the last session, which we are going to do in next 2 days, will be focused on a dynamic web scraping. Means we'll be working on the website where the values are changing. I will go through in more detail in the next session. Okay, but finally, if I come back here, I'll just close this one. This one I'm happy with it, so I can save it. So here I didn't install any other new tools. So if I close this application and come back to my folder, which is projects and MLJ workshop, and this is one. So this is my project. See, right now if I want to push it onto my GitHub or somewhere else, if I select everything, right now I have installed how many packages and libraries? 3: request, beautiful soup, 4, and pandas. So it's nearly 128 KB, 128 MB size. But if I select the virtual environment, it is nearly 128. So we just need these files. So in future, let's take, I'm not going to work on this one for the next couple of weeks or something else. I just want to push it on GitHub or something else. You can just push this one. You can just delete this one. You don't need it, because I'm not going to work it on now. But let's take after a couple of days, or let's take suddenly now I felt, oh, I want to work on this one. What should I do? Easy, because I got my requirements. This is important, guys. If you don't have requirements, you can't do anything. So let's take, I got my requirements, so it's easy. So I can just click on CMD. I create my virtual in here. So I got my virtual in. So I can come back here, see my virtual in is here, but it doesn't have all the packages which are needed for this project. Let's see, let's launch Visual Studio Code. So if I click on web scraping, see I'm getting this yellow squiggly lines because it's not there. So I just need to come to my terminal. Okay, so when scrapes activate, it's there. Now I can say pip install -r requirements dot text. Okay, keep an eye on this one. See, pip install -r requirements dot text. Now if I run it, that's it. It's installing all the things back, whichever are there in the requirements document. So now did you understand how we are working on the project? We took all the information, whichever packages we have installed, libraries, and saved as a requirements file. Okay, that's it. Now it's gone. Now it will work. Got it, guys? So hope you enjoyed this session. If you got any questions, any queries, always get back to me. And Keep working. Bye.